Scorpio, collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your work, career, vocation read. Timeless whenever you catch it, though doing this in the beginning of April 2022. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional edge, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Available on Kindle, link in the description box. My legacy, at least unless I write another one, creator on Patreon, patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey. My Scorps, my 8th Housers. I have my youngest son, Melchior, a black cat, just hovering around my ankles, so keeping an intuitive bead on him. Something's up. I can feel it. He's a Taurus. You're a Scorpio. Your opposite sign. I'm sure you understand. That being said, if you are new to the channel, a work, career, vocation read is really a 3 levels of power, reading an archetypal set of lenses through which you can look at different areas of your life. I learned it from Carolyn Myss, that's M-Y-S-S, and she is a PhD. These are her archetype cards, and there is a link in the description box to a video of her lecturing on the 3 levels of power, so if you want to go deeper into that, that's available. But that being said, it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs. There are chakras involved. If you're new, I'll explain it to the best of my ability as the guidance comes to do that for you. And it's a 13-card spread. So let's see what hits the table. Do check your other signs because you want to find your leverage in each reading. Your sun sign could find leverage in work, 1st level of power. Your moon sign, your 2nd level of power, your career. And, you know, your Venus, your rising, whatever, in any combination, by the way, in your vocation, your calling. So let's do this. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I will get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can as a professional witch. I'm doing this for a very long time and doing these readings for clients for a very, very long time. So let's do this. Breathe. Still point. Manifested a black cat next to me. Hey, buddy. Sorry. I heard a noise and it's him cleaning himself one more time. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. I need 3 Caroline Myss archetype cards to indicate the soul powers being alchemized from lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace, the alchemy through their work, career, and their vocation. First, we'll do their work. Lower 3 chakra dominance, survival intuition, how they survive in the world. They're more masculine energy, but the 8th chakra kind of governing that from above it all. For their career, what they yearn for, what they burn for, their emotional thirst, their mental hunger, what lights them up, their creative intuition, heart, throat, 3rd eye, crown dominant, interior world, feminine energy. The psychological realm, what's hovering above that in the 8th chakra for them. We're going to look at these one at a time. We'll turn them all over all at once though. And there we go for the Scorpio. And for their vocation, their spiritual calling, their higher guidance, their divine mission, their sacred contract with the divine itself. The 8th chakra dynamic of visionary intuition, 8th chakra dominant, what's going on there to line this all up for the Scorpios in this timeless work, career, vocation read. Well, these are in the title, so you know them before I do in some weird way. So we've got a bully companion engineer. So the way that you're showing up in the world is as an engineer in some way, or you're dealing with someone like that. We'll get there. It's not all about nuts and bolts. We have got a creative family archetype with the engineer, the companion family archetype, the healing, the companion is in the healing family of archetype, and bully is in the action. So even though we're laying them down this way, you actually interpret them this way, taking it from the 8th chakra all the way down, right? Spiritual power, mystical power incarnated all the way into physical form, 8th chakra to root. So let me read these. Let's look at the bully. Let's go there first. The bully archetype, like I said, 9 different families. The action family, this is a member of. And the shadow is the challenge. The light is what you're looking for, the soul power you are developing here. Shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Now, in terms of, people don't realize there are spiritual wounds, depending on what you're raised with, right? You know, you do you. We still carry some stuff. Some of it's just genetic, right? The trauma of a couple of thousands of years of whatever carried through, and that's okay. We incarnated as immortal souls to do this, but that's why to shoot for the light highlights your tendency to intimidate others, right? Like, there's a difference between hiding your light. Do you know what I mean? Like, dumbing it down. That's not it. You got to be authentic. You got to be true. Some people are going to be intimidated no matter what you do. I am Leo rising. Mars conjunct. I just am. I was born this way. I was incarnated this way. But helps you confront the inner fears that bully you is really what it's about. And those might very well be spiritual fears. Well, and I know for myself, one of the fears I bully myself with, I grew up gay, came out and came out my junior year of high school in the 80s. That was fun. It was tricky. It was bold. But to really, really keep an eye on that thing of, well, I don't want to be a bully. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to become a tyrannical leader. I don't want to do unto others as was done unto me, right? In terms of my calling, yet I do understand I am 10,000 watts. I wake up 10,000 watts in your career here. The companion family archetype I have a very strong resonance with. It tends to be one-on-one, although there are people who are, in a way, professional companions. There used to be ladies' companions, right? Like, you'd hire, as an older woman, you would hire someone to, you know, be your companion. That's kind of where this archetype, I think, is named from. But it's also the sidekick, the shadow attribute, betrayal by misusing confidences and loss of personal identity. That is tricky, and this is the personal level of power, right? The symbolic, the personal, the literal, the symbolic, the literal, the personal, the symbolic levels of power. Sorry, Carolyn Myss, please forgive me. But what you're shooting for is loyalty, tenacity, and selflessness. Now that is healing unto yourself. So I'm going to say, if you are bullying yourself with these thoughts, you got to start that within. You really do have to companion yourself that way, and have the loyalty to your career, to your truth. And to have compassion with yourself with steadfastness. It certainly does take steadfastness, but it does indicate that there is at least one other person in your career who has some influence. So if you're in a business partnership, a career partnership, or dealing with somebody in any way horizontally, then that would make sense. And I think you're going to dig this a lot. In your work, your physical world, how you survive, not everybody makes their money in their work. I don't. I make my work in my career. Because I'm a corporate president and a producer, I don't get paid for that. I get paid for the work that I do in terms of my sacred art, healing, and all that jazz. Come on up, buddy. Nope. Okay. Cats don't do tricks. They just don't. At least mine don't. They are the tricks. So the engineer, I love this one. I don't have it myself personally, but you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Can come and go in a day. Can spend a couple of years. Can be a lifelong thing. Womb to tomb. Creative family archetype, the shadow attribute, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. I mean, it's how corporations run, right? It's like, well, sorry, you gotta go. And we're gonna pay you less and ask you to work more, like, hello. So, you know, that is archetypal, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. So to rise up into the ability to give creative energy a practical expression. Right? Like, I've got a friend who's absolutely an engineer, an Aquarian friend of mine. I'm like, well, I don't know how to do these. He's like, well, you could do this, and then does it for me. I'm like, well, this would have taken me years. Thank you very much, right? Practical solution. To give my creative energy, like, part of exactly how I'm communicating with you right now. I can credit his genius too. Talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Yeah, that's probably for a reason, if not a season or a lifetime, something that you're dealing with in the physical world there, that you're going to have to be a little ingenuity based. You're going to have to really tap on that. But with this companionship, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Now, good news. Those three cards are the ones we talk about the most. Everything else is to flesh out those 8 chakra bones. That doesn't sound right. Let's look at the next 4 chakras down. Heart, third eye, crown is the internal world, as I said. Emotional, mental, spiritual. Third chakra is your choices. It's fire, earth, air, water, those 4. Let's see what hits the table. Breathe. What's going on inside of you? All right, I call upon still point. Gonna feel that. I call upon the goddesses of water, the sign of Scorpio, powers of the West. Please, for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, what's going on inside of them, inside of them, their goddess energy, their feminine energy, heart, third eye, crown, dynamic. Let's start at the top. I like doing it this way. With the bully in their 8th chakra. Right? Those fears that intimidate them, right? If they're concealing deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse, or maybe have dealt with that in terms of their spirituality, who didn't at a certain age, what's going on for them there? Heart, third eye, crown, yeah, 5 of Pentacles, the earthquake in the Daughters of the Moon. You're shook. There is something shaking up inside of you. Now, to me, I don't see any one particular tarot card as wholly positive or wholly negative. It's neutral. It depends on how it plays out. But certainly this could be a spiritual awakening. The 5 of Pentacles is my Tower card of the Minor Arcana, particularly with earthquake. Earthquakes build up over a long period of time, and then over really a 10-second earthquake, depending on Richter scale, is fatal. It's totally destructive. They don't last long, but then there are aftershocks. So, to really look at that, to look at the thoughts that that bully you, right? How you're doing it to yourself, and that's not to blame yourself for it, because blame is part of that bullying too, right? But we got more to hit the table here. That could, and heart, third eye, crown. An earth card is about the wisdom. Like, there is a growth, there is an evolution from the rest of the 4 to the 5, and the next is the 6, which is what you want. You want the 6 of Pentacles to move on there. So my goddesses, our goddesses, their goddesses of water, Scorpio, powers of the West, companion archetype, hovering over their career, heart, third eye, crown, dominant, 9 of Cups. I love this for you, because it is saying that you've got the self-love flowing. It's Kuan Yin. Come on, 9 of Cups, sitting in a waterfall, going with the flow, you know, feeling it. The Divine Mother essence, the Bodhisattva of compassion and contentment and divine love. So there is a healing heart here. This is your healing heart. But whatever work you've been doing on yourself emotionally, I would think by your own choice, opening your own heart, feeling compassion not just for yourself but for others, then this looks like this needs to be applied here. I'm going to say this feels like you're leveraged so far, but we're going to keep going. Engineer in the 8th chakra of their work, lower 3 chakra dominant, but what's going on the yin before we look at the yang next 3 cards after this one for the Scorpio collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Okay, got it. 2 of Flames. This is my I don't know which choice to make. It may not be a life-changing decision Twos usually aren't. Unlike the Lover's card, right? Like there's a major life-changing decision. This is, you see Mahueha juggling that firepower in her hand. She's got the power. She's just not exactly sure whether she's going to bake a cake or burn the house down, right? Don't burn down the village. So how do you want to deal with this? What do you want to choose? Now, with that companion on the inner, this feels like you're in process. Your cups aren't overflowing at the 10, but you've got somebody helping you here in some way, shape, or form. But that bully aspect does concern me. Every archetype has its light and its shadow. But I think we've seen enough bullies on the planet, don't you? Gee, Davey. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's get down to biz here, the physical world. Still point. As I call upon my gods of water, the sign of Scorpio powers of the West, please. 3 cards from the mythic tarot, the masculine energy, the yang, the lower 3 chakra dominant, from the outside looking in at the Scorpio, from the Scorpio looking from the inside out, lower 3 chakras, root chakra, tribes, groups, circles of friends, favorite bands, all that kind of stuff involving 3 or more people, second chakra, very Scorpio, one-on-one relationships, right, umbilical relationships, sex, money, power, with other people and or things individually, including money, solar plexus, self-power, self-esteem, relationship to self, honor code, what they will, what they won't, what they do, what they don't, which is really important in the alchemization of lead to gold in an archetypal pattern, to endure with integrity. Please, what's going on for the Scorpio collective bully in the 8th of their vocation with that earthquake on the inner? And we've got 6 of Swords on the outer. Good. Good. So there is a mental journey of healing here. There is mental balance with this. You're probably aware, I would think, even with Kuan Yin sitting there right at the heart of this reading right now, saying that there is a process of healing, whether it's affirmations, meditation, certainly the 6 of Swords is going from turbulent to calm water through a mental process and mental balance. So even though on the inside it may be 5 Pentacles, on the outside you're doing okay, right? Just be aware you might be bullying people without knowing it, and it does happen. Plenty of people said, you scare the crap out of me. I'm like, good? What? Right? I don't see myself that way. But people will write their own stories. They just do. They instantly, the ego writes stories about who people really are, and we have no idea. Particularly with the Scorpio. The Scorpio. So let's look at this. The career, my gods. Companion in the 8th chakra, Kuan Yin, 9 of Cups on the inner. This feels like the leverage here that they want. Please, from the outside looking in, inside looking out, mythic tarot, lower 3 chakras, and we've got the magician. Told ya. Told you. Told you so. Told you so. Told you. Told you. Told you so. We've got Hermes here standing at the crossroads with a sword, a wand, a cup, and a pentacle, doing the John Travolta magician stance, ready to, well, I would say, bust a move, right? Technically, the first card of the major arcana, the 0 is the Fool. Fool is the 0. This is the first one with an actual number. So, interesting dynamic there about you really, I would say, taking what's in the 8th chakra and bringing it down into physical form. But with that 9 of Cups, there's a lot of self-love here, and there's really the opportunity to serve from a divine place in a healing way as a companion, even if it's a companion to all of humanity. That can't possibly be for everybody, but maybe it is. Let's look, my gods, the engineer in their work, hovering over their head. Mahueha, 2 of Flames on the inner. It does not feel like a life change. It's like, well, how do I want to deal with this? I can deal with how do I want to deal with this element of fire? Throat chakra. Do I want to spit? Do I want to swallow? Do I want to chew? Because there's always more choices than we may realize. So from the outside looking in, inside looking out, let's hardball this. Let's physical power, masculine energy. Outside looking in, inside looking out for the Scorpio. In their work is the moon, cloudy with a chance of Hecate meatballs, queen of the crossroads, goddess of witches, right? Saying you can't see. You cannot see. Now, it's not that there is an intuition there. Absolutely. Come on. Hecate is one of mine since birth, or I'm one of hers since birth. The moon may be cloudy. Things might be hidden, but come on, you're a Scorpio. If that really is looking at you from the from the outside looking in, nobody has a fucking clue. But you are looking at your choices. You're trying to come up, at best, you're trying to come up with a resolution to a common dilemma. And that common dilemma can be any way, shape, or form. But we're not done. We are not done because we've got 3 healing mantra cards from Matt Kahn's Healing Mantra deck. Not going to read the bookie book. These are long enough. But our last card down is from the new one, the chakra reading cards. And they're just going to get one of those to round out the full 13, which I think is pretty cool from a professional witch. Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the ascended masters of life, purpose, through work, career, and vocation, please, 3 cards, just 3, in clarity, for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. I'll do this with my eyes closed to the best of my ability, but just going to look at the cards to refresh what they are. For the Scorpio in their career, with the bully archetype in the 8th, Earthquake, 5 of Pentacles on the inner, 6 of Swords, loving that on the outer. Please, the perfect healing mantra to help them align all of that in their vocation. In their career, they've got, right, the Companion in the 8th chakra healing family, archetype Kuan Yin, 9 of Cups on the inner, the Magician, Hermes, doing something, channeling something through at the crossroads, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, manifest, please. What's their healing mantra in their career to help them bring that into alignment? And it does feel like that's their leverage in their work in the world, lower 3 chakra dynamic, engineer in the 8th chakra, Mahuea, 2 of Flames, the choice card, no card, with the moon, Hecate, 2 major arcana on the table here. Please, how does this show up in the physical world for the Scorpios? The perfect healing mantra. Let's see how this goes. Got it. Okay, again, we're going to read it this way. So in your vocation, your calling, the bully archetype, like we said, those thoughts, this is going to help, but you're shook, right? There is change. There is a shift, but there is a mental process here. So asking for angelic support. My angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I heal, and that is often about the rite of confession, but that's the thing about doing it in prayer, in meditation, leaving it on the altar, on the dance floor, as you will. You can be very, very honest and authentic and not have to worry about other people knowing, because you are, after all, a Scorpio. Yeah, truer words, right? Find me truer words. Because you are shook on the inside, and there are fears that are bullying you that maybe thought you had dealt with before. But with that 6 of Swords, absolutely, on something like the element of air, a mantra to move you forward in that, because processing grief, my losses prove how deeply I loved. Now, for a compassion-based thing that we got going on here, Kuan Yin on the inner, the Companion, so a compassionate companion here, but with the ability to do something, you may very well be helping other people process grief. My losses prove how deeply I loved. There is a healing that's going on inside of you. Maybe you are companioning yourself. It's the inner world is totally possible. But really, really, really keep that eye on your loyalty. Like your loyalty to your highest principles, right? Tenacity, right? like, it is the sidekick, right? And his young companion, Dick Grayson. Yeah, thanks, Dick. Nightwing. Loving Titans on HBO Max, though. So my losses prove how deeply I loved. Maybe that is the healing that you are imparting through your career, because who hasn't experienced loss? Who doesn't have wounds of loss? Who? Everybody gets those. But in your career, the engineer, indecision, not know what to do. You're going to love this with the moon. Deconstructing doubt. Deconstructing doubt. Only my beliefs are in the way. And that's okay, because you don't have to deal with the beliefs necessarily in the physical world. It feels like that is being brought into alignment here with that companion in the career, but because of the thoughts that are bullying you in your spiritual power. So what you're incarnating, you're asking for angelic support, processing grief, and deconstructing doubt, right? And if you want to work it from the root chakra up, you flip the mantras. In my work, only my beliefs are in my way. In my career, my losses prove how deeply I loved. And in my vocation, my angels respond when I am open and authentic about how I feel. And, you know, perfect love and perfect trust of the gods and the archangels alone. Everybody else got bad days. Nobody else gets my pin numbers. Cool. I like it. I mean, it's this, and that's the thing. I think it just takes a little tiny choice, which, you know, there's a difference between a choice and a decision. Decisions are life-changing, but all choices have consequences. Decisions have life-changing consequences. With the moon, I wouldn't run ahead on this with that. But to get that only my beliefs are in my way, it's good to know. Last card down, the chakra reading cards. Ancient Wisdom to Balance and Heal by Rachel Sharman. Well, it's Rachelle. That could be Rochelle. Everybody do you. Sharman, Chrman, from Rockpool. This is the first deck that I have from them. I really like it. And I did an unboxing. It's probably in the description box. All right, we're only getting one of these. This should probably indicate a little bit more of where your leverage is, work, career, vocation. But let's see what hits the table. Last card down. Breathe. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved. Fifth dimension and above, 8th chakra, and above for the Scorpio collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Lyons watching this video, receiving this reading. Sum it all up. Give them a focal point, a chakric message, a chakric energy reading here to help them with their life purpose, their work, career, vocation in alignment. The bully, companion, engineer contract on the table before me, asking for angelic support, processing grief, and deconstructing doubt for the well-being of all higher selves. What's the dominant chakra message you got for them? Read them for the Scorpios they are in this timeless work. Career, vocation, read. They're new. Took a while to get that in my hand. This card has come up the most so far, and I only started using them. Card number 12, relationships, second chakra. I like to call it kissy trees. You do trees kissing. They're rainbow. Well, they're red, gold, and green. Red, gold, and green. Oh my, I love this deck. Card number 12, second chakra, obviously, very orange, which nothing rhymes with, and we're well aware. Somebody get on that, please. I'm just going to read it, and it ends with an affirmation. So work it in with the mantras if you like. Card number 12, relationships. Here we go. Breathe. You have attracted this card into your awareness today, as it is a powerful time and opportunity to deepen relationships. Well, there's that companion archetype smack dab. I'm going to say this is where your leverage is, right? And how you do the second chakra, lower 3 chakra stuff here with the magician is key. You have more power here than you realize. Relationships are the way we connect to all things in our world, not just people. This could be a relationship with yourself, your partner, your family, friends, pets, creative projects, your home, and your community, and certainly your career, right? What lights you up. For things to grow, expand, and to be healthy, your relationships need to be fed and nurtured. Now is a good time to set which bonds require some more love and attention, and assess the ones that are not so healthy for you at this time. Everything changes, darling. Reason, season, or lifetime. Everything changes. What awareness is required to shift the energy around any challenging relationships? What do you need to assess, or what do you need to express for this relationship to heal? Whether this card relates to your intimate relationships or relationships in general, know that there is great opportunity for growth and connection. Through relationships, you learn about yourself and others. They are an integral and important part of your life's journey. Our relationships teach and mirror many traits back to us. Sometimes this reflection is hard to accept, ain't it just? However, when you are willing to see yourself honestly and work positively with your behavior, then there is huge opportunity for growth. The key is to accept and love every aspect of yourself and set yourself free from judgment and limitation, which absolutely implies shadow work. Work. Just say it, right? Because that doesn't mean you get to burn down the village, right? There is an abundance of love and healing that comes with a solid, fulfilling relationship. Take time to nurture your relationship. Put in the energy to allow them to grow and expand into beautiful friendships or deeper connections. It is also a powerful time to create a long-lasting, healthy relationship with yourself and be your new best friend. And it's second chakra. It is the Scorpio chakra. Yasad, anyone? Affirmation. My relationships are aligned with my highest good and my soul's purpose. It is, after all, the sacral chakra. They're all sacred, but you get what I'm saying there. It's very, very Scorpio. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put it together in a blessing synopsis. I can chew gum and walk. I can bless and read at the same time. And then we'll chat a little bit at the end. Cool? Let's do this. Got the Torch of Archangel Ariel on hand as always. Let's have a look-see-duck-see. Last time, please take a nice deep breath. Do it through me. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Scorpio collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need in their vocation, that they highlight their tendency to intimidate others, helping them confront the inner fears that bully them while they might be going through sort of change on the inner, some shookedness. They are shooketh, but they are taking the journey there with that Six of Wands, one towards mental balance and healing from turbulent to calm, while asking for angelic support, because their angels respond when they are open and authentic about how they feel, and that in their career they embrace their loyalty, their tenacity, and their unselfishness with their own Nine of Cups, Kuan Yin, wish fulfillment on the inside, feeling that alignment, feeling that grace, feeling that flow, that loyalty, that tenacity, and that unselfishness, and manifesting it in some way, taking some sort of action, some sort of bringing something from the 8th chakra down a notch into eventually the root chakra, while there is a processing of grief. Their losses proving how deeply they've loved, and that is a powerful motivation, particularly in relationships, financial relationships, business relationships, personal relationships, families, friends, their relationship with their creativity, however that plays themselves out. They might very well be playing a healing role as a companion to someone going through that, and who isn't going through that. So that in their work, they find their ability to give creative energy a practical expression and embrace it, with their talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas so that they can make the wisest, clearest, most loving, empowered choice that they can, because things might be a little cloudy with the side of underworld Hecate meatballs there. But the only thing that is in their way are their beliefs. So may they deconstruct the doubt that they need to bring this all together in their relationships one-on-one, in any way, shape, or form, to heal, to clarify, to balance, to bring the sacred to the sacral chakra in every relationship, that it may help them heal, grow, learn, evolve, become the best that they can be, fulfill their life purpose, work, career, and vocation for their well-being and for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So motivate, and so it is. And I'll tell you, I am not a bully, but I am powerful. I am an archangel of Lyons. Here, me roar, I think you just did a little bit. So did you like it? Hit the thumbs up, like it. Want more of me? Subscribe. Want to come play? Come Patreon on Patreon. It is my favorite thing to do. I stream there every morning, every morning, talking to my humans, heroes, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, and angels is coming in April 2022. A new tier coming with new benefits. So I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Comment if you like. Share if you will. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.